Okay, we'll go ahead and have Coach DeBoer begin with an opening statement, and we'll take questions.
Okay, good morning. Just recapping Oklahoma. I know the coordinators have done some of that, but just think a lot of it comes down to some execution in all areas. On offense, defense gets up here and talk, but I think there's all areas where execution can be better. Obviously the turnover margin and some big plays, some momentum changing plays there played a role, and I think our inability to create explosives. I always look at that. And, we lost that area too in the game, and so there's details as to why all those things happen. We meet with our team, and yesterday, and I think that's what you can do with this group is you can be very truthful, very very honest. The relationships there, the trust's there. Our leadership is there, whether it's staff or just our leadership within our team. And so, they want to know the facts, they want to know the details, and, we address those, and, our focus turns to the Iron Bowl now, and, the excitement of that, we got to make sure, we're focused on the next play and only the next play. It's senior day for 19 guys. We have 10 scholarship, 9 walk-ons that we'll get a chance to recognize, celebrate that day with them. Want to send them out with a win and a great experience. Appreciate all these guys and everything they poured into it. We got with the 10 scholarship, I think 3 special teams, 5 defense, and 2 offensive guys. That are playing their senior year here. So care a lot about those guys. I know our team does too, and want it to be a special time for them, special week. Getting ready to play the Iron Bowl. And then the last thing, just unfortunate, I know it was kind of addressed here earlier, Deontay Lawson, we'll lose him for the season with season-ending injury. And so just amazing leader, chosen team captain by the team. I can see not just what he means to us on the field, but just the love that our players have for him, especially those that have been through multiple years. See what he pours into it. I know we all feel for him, so we appreciate everything he's been doing. Obviously you greatly miss what he does on the football field, but love having that guy in the locker room, leading your team. So big about him.
All right, thanks, Coach. Let's start with Chase on the far left.
Coach, when you went back and watched video of the game, what did you think of the effort that Jalen gave on the tackle on the pick 6?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to find a way to get him out. He's a good enough athlete to where either using the sideline or forcing a cutback. It's not something you spend a lot of time practicing. It's not a position he's in. He's got to find a way to get him out of bounds. And so I trust Jalen to do a lot of things, and I trust that he can get him down. So find a way to get the defense out there, find some way possible, hold them to a field goal. Those are things we want to try to do. But it's not something you practice a lot. I blow the whistle bit every time. Obviously, I don't want guys tackling each other in practice, especially the quarterback. So find a way. That's what I would say.
Go to Charlie here at far right.
Yeah, Coach. Didn't like Justice Haynes played a ton in the second half. Maybe he was kind of working through some things. Do you have an update on him and if he's maybe limited?
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot of guys working through things all season. He's certainly one of them, and so Justice, trying to use him in the ways we can, and again, everyone's not at full strength, and but he goes through the week of practice, trying to prepare the best he can to go out there and give us everything he's got. So we believe in him for sure.
Back over to the front left, Katie.
You talked about turning the focus to the Iron Bowl. This is a group of players that haven't lost to Auburn in their careers. Just kind of is that motivation enough for these guys for this rivalry game this week?
Yeah, and just already talked about it yesterday in the team meeting, and you can already feel leadership stepping up and really talk about what this game means to them, what this means to us, what it means to everyone, both sides, the state. 365 days of the year. Ever since I've been here, I think I hear about it every day. And so understand what it means and the excitement, and we have to put and learn from last week and be better because of it, and turn the page and get ready to practice tomorrow, and you know, do everything we can to be successful on Saturday. Find a way to win.
Let's go to Nick, front right.
Yeah, without Deontay, Justin Jefferson's a guy you guys will turn to. What does he bring, and what does he need to do to make sure that he fills that void?
Yeah, maybe a little different style. Obviously, stature, you look at that right away, but Justin can run. Justin's physical. He's a guy you can count on. He's really trustworthy. He pours everything into it. He has just a team-first mindset. You know, going through spring ball and him kind of trying to figure out his role as a team. You know, at the time, just you know, he's been ready whenever called upon. He's worked through his things here and there with injuries, but he's, you know, any guys looking forward to that moment. I know that along with the disappointment that we always have and how much we love Deontay, we're also excited about the next man up and the opportunity that it creates for him. And so, you know, Justin's a huge fan of our entire team, our coaching staff. We're all fans of him, and you know, want him to go out there and be great. We're confident in him.
Let's go to the front middle of the room to Tony.
Just what have you seen from the, you know, lack of consistency, and then what do you do to kind of maybe, what traits do you need to kind of build that up and to maybe be able to sustain some of the,
As a team,
yeah, just in several areas.
yeah, you know, really, it's, you know, disappointing because I feel like we've done a good job of building up over the last month. Really, the consistency in all areas really starts with winning the turnover margin. That's been ways where we've, you know, really got momentum. We've started fast because of it. We've held team to field goals. You know, we gave up really the one touchdown, and we forced them to field goals. So some of those things still were in play. You know, we didn't have that momentum that you need. We went into an environment and let the environment be what it was because we didn't grab a hold of it like we did at LSU, you know, and kind of took over the place. And so we let them hang around through the first half, and then obviously they got the score at the very end. And then a couple plays, right? The takeaways that they had, or the turnovers on our part, really spinning the game there. And you know what your focus is at that time when you're in the middle of the third quarter. Spoke to, you know, coaching staff, just and then passing it on to the team is just try to find a way to get one more score here at the end of the third quarter. Try to make it a 2-score game, and if you get 10, you know, and cut into it even more, that's what your goal is. And give yourself a chance to where you're competing, you know, keep applying pressure, keep pouring it on the best you can. It wasn't like I felt like we needed to make more adjustments. We just made a couple mistakes there, and that's one of the game. We knew they had a good defense going in. We knew that they had that ability to make those type of plays. Unfortunately, you know, we turned it over, and you know, those two in particular, the third one, you know, at the end of the game. But you know, we had a chance to cut into that lead, you know, and we didn't. You know, that led to the fourth quarter where you're just kind of trying to find any way to, you know, get explosive plays, a lot of passes, you know, not pretty much one-dimensional, not that, you know, offensively in particular.
Go to the far left, Colin.
Hey Kalen, did you reach out to the SEC about the illegal touching call made against Trent Williams? And if so, what did you hear?
Yeah, I mean, there's been communication, and you know, there's nothing you can really do now, right? The game's over and stuff, so you just got to be comfortable with the communication that you have, and that's been the case with the SEC. And we just move on. We're focused on the Iron Bowl.
Alex on the right.
We've obviously got to finish out the regular season this week, but you got signing day the week after that. Transfer portal opens up the week after that. I'm curious how much time is spent on roster management right now, and are conversations with the current roster and the retention piece of it already happening?
Yeah, I think that's one thing with our staff that just, you know, the relationships that exist. I think those little conversations that happen periodically. They might happen different times with different guys. You know, because they feel open to talk to our staff. And yes, there's different levels of conversations. Some of them are initiated not just by us but by the players. You know, and it's just talking through it, getting our input. And, you know, that's not the focus right now. The focus is on the Iron Bowl. The focus is on the regular season. But I think just in our conversations, them looking to our staff as mentors, you know, they have their families, they have the people that they go to away from the building as well, but just really working through it with them, and I'm comfortable with where we're at. The roster management piece is a huge deal, you know, the signing class in particular, and then obviously you're always, I mean, it isn't just an end of the season thing anymore. It's a constant year round management of the roster, and kind of having a beat on what you think and feel might happen, and what you got to be ready for when that time comes.
Let's go to Matt on the far right.
You mentioned hearing about the Iron Bowl. What have you heard about just the game and how important it is for just the legacy of Alabama coaches?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be an awesome environment. We know that. You know, love playing the game at home, right? We get a chance to be undefeated. That's a sidebar. No, but be undefeated at home, it's a big deal. It's always been a big deal to me, and that's where we're at as a team. But you know, just you know, this game, what it means to those that come from each side, and what it means to the state. It's talked about, you know, not just told to me, but talked about amongst everyone in their homes. And you know, it's Thanksgiving weekend, so if you're not at the game, you're watching it with your friends and family. You know, so heard stories of families being divided because of it, you know, many different ways. So you know, that's what rivalry games are all about. And I know this is a rivalry that's on another level.
Going back right to Ryan.
Coach, I'm gonna touch up on that question. Just when you got here, like, was there a story that you heard? You're like, well, you've been through rivalry games before, but this one's a little different. Was there a story that you heard that you can tell us, or something about the Iron Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, not that there's a particular story or something that's just, you know, off the wall. I know those all exist, but I mean, I understand, you know, what took place a year ago, you know, and what it took to win that game, and you know, that's, I think, probably pretty reminiscent of what, you know, both sides are looking at as far as the effort it's going to take, and playing for 4 quarters, playing every second, every play, like it's your last. So that's the intensity of it.
Let's go to EG. Sorry, middle room.
Coach, when you look at the game plan going into OU compared to the in-game adjustments made, how do you feel like those complemented each other?
Yeah, I think the very end of the game, I think, was different just because of the nature of what the score was. But I felt like offensively, a lot of it was sticking to the plan, because I think our plan was good. We just, you know, we didn't get a chance to get into the offense enough to be able to create the explosives and things that come off of plays that you're not setting up, because I mean, we'll go to the explosive opportunities whenever they're there, but you know, it didn't develop. There wasn't a rhythm, and I think it's always hard to you got to find those plays that can get into a rhythm. That's your base offense, and so a lot of times that, you know, it's execution, and that's on everyone. That's not just on one particular group. But defensively, I think there's always adjusting, especially when a team has, you know, elements that are, you know, presented in a way that maybe are a little bit different. I mean, they still have the DNA of who they are. We knew that their quarterback would still be involved in the run game to some capacity. We knew a little bit of the formations, but there's going to be adjustments because every week in offense, you know, shows new pictures, and you know, they're adjusting to their personnel. So there's probably a few more adjustments in the game plan as it goes on, but those are usually part of the game plan itself. You're just going to plan B, plan C, and that's to me what adjustments are. You know what the possibilities are each and every week from the film that you watch, and you know, it's just a matter of going to the next level and next set of plays that either attack offensively or you know, adjust to what you've been seeing defensively, and you call more of this rather than that. So I think, yeah, it evolved, but I think it's different for each side of the ball.
Let's go to Kirk on the right.
Yes, Coach, I know a loss is a loss, but I wonder if you differentiate a game that you think maybe you lost as opposed to a game where the other side won, and the reaction and going forward is different from that.
Yeah, I mean, we lost. We lost, and you know, I don't know which ones I've ever felt that worse about. Maybe people have strong opinions. I mean, when you lose, you lose. that's just sickening. That, you know, every time it happens, I mean, that feeling in your gut, right, is there. Doesn't matter how. I know you can probably look at it different ways. You know, last second throw and you lose on the last play of game versus, you know, losing when you're down by multiple scores. Yeah, it's still a loss. And so to us, we fell short. We didn't play at the level we're capable of. And that's what we look at. That's what we go back to. That's what we actually have to flush is the feeling, because we have to understand that we're capable, that we have had a lot of consistency for a month, and that, you know, wasn't in on Saturday.
Let's go back to the room to Jamie.
Hey Coach, Alabama has Brian Williams, Auburn has Cam Coleman. How difficult of a cover is he for a DB?
Yeah, and they have multiple threats that I would consider very difficult, but certainly, you know, high profile guys, guys that have really produced, you know, for both teams, as you know, young athletes here at the college level. So he's extremely impressive. He's made a lot of plays for him this year, yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta not just focus on him. You gotta focus on the other guys that have had big games. And it's not just the pass game; it's also the run game. You know, their quarterback now, Thorne, has done a nice job adding to that too with his legs. So a lot of threats. You know, and that's what you want to be. You want to be an offense that has a lot of threats, and they have that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
You bet. Well time.